Last time on Improv Tabletop, shots had rang out in the darkness, the catacombs underneath the ruins of Caer Paravel, the great castle in the kingdom of Narnia. Why are we in the catacombs? Because we have some people who are doing a bit of a sting operation from two different directions. We have Sam Sparrowgold, the Minotaur, who is Aslan's personal private detective, as well as Drew Tape of the Drew Tape Letters. They followed a Marshwiggle into the catacombs in hopes to find him and gain some information about the turf war happening between the Marshwiggles and the Dufflepuds. And where are the Dufflepuds? They are being led by Isi Kai, the faun who is undercover as a satyr, trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. They eventually met in the middle when they confronted this Marshwiggle, Lucky Glum his name was, and he was really hard to take down, it turns out. A lot harder than some of us were expecting him to be to take down. But that's how it goes sometimes. Eventually, they did take down the Marshwiggle, and though the Dufflepuds really, really wanted to just beat the Marshwiggle up right then and there, Isi Kai managed to convince them that, no, we should take him in for some questioning first because I'm definitely your friend and not actually a faun, haha, lol. So, they headed on their way back to the city, but on the way there, they got engaged in a carriage chase. Some people had showed up behind them and were trying to stop them from taking this Marshwiggle back to the city. Along the way, Drew Tape managed to get some photographic evidence of one of the individuals. It is still undeveloped on his camera, but eventually you managed to trick them into running into a tree, and you took off back towards the city, where we are now going to see what happens with this prisoner that you have in your clutches. What's going to happen next? Let's find out in the world of Noirnia. What's shaking, everybody? You're listening to Improv Tabletop, the Fate RPG actual play where we make up everything on the spot. I'm Ned Wilcock, your host and GM, and today I'm joined by...
Caleb Anderton, half Mino, half Tor.
Connor Wood, time for break fast.
Heather, who am I really?
Maybe we'll find out during the course of this recording, because I have a feeling that maybe Isi Kai isn't quite what Isi Kai is saying Isi Kai is. Dun, dun. It might have something to do with the fact that your high concept aspect is no book is ever like its cover. But that's neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there.
Hey, beautiful. We're already getting into it. You know what? Let's give out a fate point for that, because I'm feeling the energy.
This is why we play these games.
That was worth it.
Yes.
So, driving through town, you eventually make it to the precinct. And you park up your carriage next to the other carriages, and the attendant comes out and says, that's the third carriage you brought in this week, all full of scattergun holes.
Yeah, well, you just be glad that we're not all full of scattergun holes, because these are easier to fix than living things.
And listen, everything we do is for Aslan. You just need to remember that.
Of course, for Aslan. And he turns to you, Drew, for Aslan, right? Am I right? For Aslan.
For Aslan, yeah. And anyone who wants to know the truth, I say to the wind.
So yeah, he takes the carriage and brings it back into the shop, and you are able to take your prisoner into the interrogation area. You've got this nice room all set up with snacks so that your blood sugar doesn't, get too low and you fly off the handle too easily. There's a couple torture implements in there. If you want to use them, that's up to you, but they're there for flavor regardless. And
the snacks and the implements.
The most flavorsome of snacks.
And Connor's on fire tonight.
He is on fire. Holy cow. I feel like part of me wants to give you another fate point, but I think that would be bad for me.
It's my secret weapon, the Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Yes. 20-year anniversary of Baja Blast.
Not a sponsor, but man, we wish they were.
Right.
That we would. PepsiCo, you hit me up. Hit me up. We'll figure this out.
We'll get there.
So, yeah, you've got this unconscious Marshwiggle now sitting in this chair across from you, just kind of muttering under his breath stuff about the cold embrace that he hopes to return himself to at some point.
Let's start with the bucket. And I dump a mysterious green liquid all over this sorry sap. It's sparkling and smells vaguely citrusy.
Okay, I see what we're getting at here, yes.
Yeah.
Drew, he thought that he had been taken home to the good guys. Why are you doing something like this?
Oh, that stuff good guys do, right? Oh, jeez.
Oh, Drew.
Welcome home.
Welcome home. Here's your congratulatory Baja Blast!
I mean, don't people do this when they win a sporting event? Isn't it customary to dump beverage over them?
I've always found that archaic tradition really mean.
Yeah.
The entire time you've been having this little discussion, Lucky Glum has just been looking back and forth between the three of you with Baja Blast fizzling down his face.
So we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Take it away, guys.
The hard way is he smashes you up into smithereens, and the easy way is you just take this notebook and write down everything you know.
Then we'll give you more Baja Blast at the end.
Start at the beginning, preferably.
Yeah.
With everything you know, please.
Yes.
All right. Sounds like we're going to need a roll to convince this guy. Let's get a flashy roll. I'm going to set this just at a flat difficulty of, let's say... he doesn't want to give up. Let's say 5 for this one.
Whoa.
Make you sweat for it.
Who's the flashiest?
It's not me.
Yeah, that is true. Isi was the one who made the proposition in the first place, so I feel like maybe we want to go with Isi, but you two can assist if you would like to in some way.
I'd love to assist.
Yeah.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
We got good cop, bad cop, and hype man.
Yeah. In what manners would Sam Sparrowgold and Drew Tape like to assist Isi Kai?
Isi has sort of taken the role of bad cop a little bit. She's kind of intimidating here. I forget. Yes, you're a he, right?
It's a he.
It's
this
a he.
is Heather. It's a he.
It's always a he. Yes. So I'll be good cop here. I mean,
Just preferably start at the beginning, please. Please write legibly. We don't want to have to ask you things. You know what they mean. Just tell us everything you know. It'll be fine. I'll get you a nice, refreshing beverage that you can drink this time.
Yeah, and if you don't tell us what we want to know, I'll put your feet in a box of cockroaches.
Oh.
I'm the third cop.
All right. So we've got these arguments being made. That'll give Isi a +2 to this result.
So I got a 2 on my own, so that is a 4.
All right. You do have all of your fate points restored at the beginning of a new session.
Fate points.
Okay, I am going to use one of my fate points.
all right.
And I am not going to re-roll because that never works out for me.
Take notes, Christian, if you're listening.
I'm gonna do my aspect. Don't cite the old magic to me.
Ooh.
I have a revolver.
All right. So he looks at the notebook. He's like, I'm not going to write anything down. I listened back through episode 2, and this guy's voice changed so many times. I felt like Christian Randall recording that episode.
Take notes, Christian, if you're listening.
Take notes, Christian. This is how the pros do it. I'm going to commit to a voice right now. Okay, what makes you think I'm going to write everything I know down in that notebook? And then suddenly, there's a revolver pointing at his head, and he goes, Okay, yeah, I think. Don't you worry.
But I just want to make a note that Isi is like full on holding the barrel, not even the hand of it. Like just really awful gripping around the barrel of this revolver, not knowing where to hold it.
I would say the obvious inexperience of holding a firearm would make me even more scared.
Right.
As someone in the chair.
But it's up against his head anyway, and so he's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
His finger's nowhere near the revolver, but who knows?
Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, this marshmallow is just going, this person has absolutely no idea what trigger discipline is. So let's just comply for a little bit here. He goes, Okay, fine. And he takes the notebook and he takes the quill pen and he dips it in the pot of ink and he starts writing. And then he keeps writing.
Oh, I think you got like a spelling error right there.
Okay, come on. Oh, fine.
You need to work on your general syntax, all right? Too many run-on sentences here.
It's important.
Okay, you got any whiteout or should I just tear this page out and start again from the beginning?
Just keep going. You'll be fine.
Okay, that's what I thought. Continues writing. Continues writing a little bit more. Continues writing it a little bit more. And once again, continues writing a little bit more.
Now that I think about it, maybe we should have just had him like say it out loud or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds easier.
Would you like to share what you wrote with the class?
I would, in fact, I suppose, like to share what I wrote with the class. He picks up the notebook and holds it in front of his face. him. And right before he's about to speak, the door slams open, and you've been trying to tell maintenance for aeons and eons to try to reorient the table so that the witness's chair isn't right in front of the door.
No.
So the door slams open.
I want to try to grab those papers
All right.
before ink can get on them.
Yeah, roll to overcome with quick.
These freaking guys.
He's gonna be squish wiggle soon.
Ah, shoot, I got a 0.
Oof.
If OSHA gets wind of this, we're done. I don't care what Aslan says. We're through.
So the door slams open. This guy gets splattered up against the interior wall of the investigation chamber, and the notebook goes flying out of his hand, and right before you can grab it, it lands on top of an inkwell, tips, and you're able to save it before all of the writing gets covered up with the ink. And, you've got a forensics department. They might be able to help, but, you're just mourning over this notebook.
What could be so important? I say to whoever just entered the room.
Yes, you look to see who it is, and slinky music starts playing as a long, high-heeled leg pokes its way around the door jamb, and the dame has entered the story.
Nope, tapping out. Somebody else. I don't deal with dames. One of you two talk to her. I got 2 no's. It's dames and thinly veiled allegories. I'm not doing this.
Why, hello, miss. How can I help you?
I have come here today to request the assistance of a private investigator. You see, my husband, I believe he has been murdered.
Oh dear, that's extremely unfortunate, but you have come to the right place because I am Aslan's personal investigator. Unfortunately, you caught us at a bad time, and I believe you just killed our one and only witness, but we can...
Wait, he's dead? Are you kidding me? Okay, we're gonna have a problem right now. Your husband's not gonna be the only one with a problem.
All right, Isi, let's calm ourselves, please.
You hear a moaning coming from behind the door to indicate that this Marshwiggle is in fact alive.
You're lucky.
You said splattered, and I was
Alive, just not
just
all.
thought the worst.
I did give some pretty strong language there, didn't I?
You're lucky, lady. Okay, you got this one, pal. And I go, scrape him off the wall.
Yeah, he's a Marshwiggle. They're squishy. He's fine. He just, starts popping his bones back into place. And,
Okay.
You cart him off to the infirmary wing, I guess.
I'll see that in my nightmares.
But yes, this dame takes the chair that Lucky Glum had been sitting in and spins it around a couple times in an almost Fosse-like manner and puts it down and raises her high-heeled legs up on top of the table and says, "Well then, Mr. Sparrowgold, are you going to deny a woman in need?"
Is this a human woman? Is this a something else?
Yes, she has the appearance of being a human woman. She is very tall.
Really?
Taller than him?
How tall would you reckon you are, Sam Sparrowgold?
I mean, minotaurs are known for being pretty tall. I'm thinking I'm like 7 feet.
Okay.
Them some big boys.
Yeah, she's right up there with you.
Wow.
Big lady.
Giant woman.
Excuse me, miss, I don't believe I learned your name.
Mavis. Charmed, I'm sure.
Mavis, yes. Any surname or anything like that?
I used to have a surname, but my husband, I'm sure he has been murdered.
That's true. Let's start there. What was your husband's name?
My husband's name was Joe Schmo.
Joe Schmo, yes.
What?
The Schmo family.
Are you kidding me? That man owes me $20.
The gambling politician, Joe Schmo.
The gambling politician indeed. Oh, it's so... You can see obviously why he would be a target of an assassination.
Oh yeah, I've been writing hit pieces on that guy for years. He made a lot of enemies.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of enemies.
I still need that back, my $20. If you have it on you, I could take a check.
Well, I suppose I can add that to the fee that I will offer you. The handsome fee. I am the widow of a politician, after all.
In that case, I am so sorry for my friend's rude bedside manner. We are so sorry for the loss of your husband, or alleged loss. Right, Drew?
I mean, they are.
Isi, I will say, with the fact that he owed you money, that does put you in the realm of suspect, just so you are aware.
Oh, no.
Did you kill that guy?
I think My lucky pal needs my help right now. 1 second.
All right.
And as Isi Kai heads off towards the infirmary wing, Mavis turns towards you and says, "Your friend seems a little bit less than savory, if you ask me."
Oh, he's not so bad once you get to know him, but yes, he's a bit hard to take in large doses, you know. But anyway,
then I'll click my pen and take out a little notebook, start taking some notes.
As you do that, she says, "Well, it's not so much the fawn that I'm interested in getting to know. I think it might be," and she pulls out a cigarette holder and lights it. "I think it would be you, Inspector Sparrowgold." And she takes a long drag on her cigarette. Half of it turns to ash, and then she blows out several rings into the room.
Okay, I get behind her and subtly go like, get out of there motion. Like, she's crazy. I don't trust this woman as far as I can throw her, and I'm a photographer who probably can't throw her very far.
Your strength is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Actually, strength isn't a stat in this game. What am I talking about? Your forceful's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I can't throw this lady.
Miss, if you would simply take this notebook and this pen and write everything down, time and place of murder, everything you know about it, then...
Tell her to stay away from the door!
Yes, scooch your chair. I mean, maybe take the chair behind my desk. Might be better, safer for you. I believe the witness chair is bolted down, which is why we have to put in a work order to move it. It's just been a lot. So, take the other chair, write everything down that you know about this crime while I consult with my associate, if you don't mind.
That's not the only thing I'd like to take behind your desk, Mr. Sparrowgold.
All right,
And she
that's enough.
picks up
You take this notebook, sit down. I'll be right back.
And I will vacate the room with Drew.
Yeah. Yeesh, that lady.
I have to say, I've never... That was one of the more awkward situations I've ever been in. She's bad news.
She is bad news and incredibly intimidating. Oh my goodness. I was terrified.
Now, Drew, I am not sure with how familiar you are with things that Aslan may have... I have spoken to Aslan, is what I'm saying, and Daughters of Eve are quite rare, and she's a giant. The only giant woman I know has been Jadis. Do you remember her?
I can't remember what I had for lunch today.
She was the White Witch who put all of Narnia into a winter for a very long time.
Yeah. Right. Okay, bad news, yes.
Yes.
I don't like that.
So, from the get-go, that puts my trust a little lower on the scale. I mean, I don't think the giants are very savory people for the most part, and she's at least part giant. She's very tall.
Very tall.
At this point, Isi comes back, and you can tell that his hair has been slicked. The dirt that was on his face is like cleaned off, and he no longer even is trying to look like a satyr, very much a fawn, and his scarf that he'd been holding, or ascot, whatever it is like nicely tied. And he comes back in. "Hey fellas, excuse me, I have an appointment. I see you have vacated that room, so I think I need to talk to her." And he opens the door and goes in.
Have at it, Isi.
All right, well, yes. Let's listen at the door to what happens.
Yes, you listen at the door, and what you hear is a confused fawn voice saying, Mavis? Mavis?
What?
And Isi, you enter into this room, and it is empty.
What in the Aslan's foot is going on?
You watch your language,
Okay,
please.
sorry.
Guys, you better get in here. My date is gone.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
This is like the 4th time it's happened to me this week. I don't know what's going on. I showered last year.
Isi, you look great. I think this is a them, not you problem. I'm gonna take some photos of this now crime scene.
Is anything like upturned, or does it look like she's been searching for something?
Yeah, let's have you roll to overcome with clever.
Is that Drew or me?
Anybody who would like to, I'll say.
I think I'm clever.
You are too clever.
I believe I'm too clever.
Not too clever, but still too clever.
I'll have my flashes of my camera hopefully illuminate the room a little better to support Isi.
Okay, so we're giving up your roll to give Isi a +1.
What's your clever, Isi?
It's a 3.
Okay, yeah, you've got the best clever out of any of us, so I will also assist. I mean, I guess this is my office, so I know what things are out of place and what things aren't, so I can point things out.
So that'll give you an extra +2 on top of your +3 clever.
Nice.
Okay, awesome. Then I have a total of 3.
Wow.
Man, we're so good.
Wowie zowie.
Fate point, re-roll that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to spend a fate point to reroll, then you certainly may.
All right, it's my last one. I am going to invoke Clumsy Idiot, and I'm going to be like concentrating really hard, and then hopefully fall and open up something great.
All right.
Okay, so that puts us at a +5.
There
Nice,
we go.
nice.
Much better. So you start looking around this place, and there are a couple interesting things you're able to make note of. First thing you notice is Sam Sparrowgold's notebook is still sitting on his desk. You reach over, you pick it up, and you open it to see what this woman has written, and it just says, "All Eustace you, scrub," with an exclamation point.
What?
"All Eustace you, scrub."
Oh, nuts.
What the?
Dang it, who brought him into it? No one even likes him.
Eustace is a very unfortunate name.
Yes, a very good joke that definitely landed very well. Good job, Ned. The next thing that you notice is Sam Sparrowgold's desk has, in fact, been rifled through. You note that there are drawers that have been opened, file folders that have been moved around a little bit, papers that have been shuffled through, and based off of, Sam, you're able to kind of give the information back to EC, and you can tell that something's been stolen from your desk.
I can tell that something's missing, but I don't necessarily know what.
Yes, unless you manage to succeed on a clever check of your own. But while you're doing that, EC, the final thing that you notice is that the vent above Sam's desk on the back wall, the screws are loose.
I'll have to put in another work order.
Yeah, good thing they're so timely about getting to those.
Hear me out. I think we could shove Drew in there.
Me? Hey, I mean, let's, put my tiny frame to use. I can check it out.
Okay, hoist.
Hoist me.
All right.
Hoist me, boys.
While they're hoisting, I'll make that clever check to see if I can figure out what's missing.
All right, and you've got a +2. It's decent.
Yeah, that's a +1.
A +1. It was taken from the S section.
The S section. That could be many things. Sam Sparrowgold. Both my names, in fact, start with S.
Schmo.
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 Joe Schmo.
Joe
He's right.
Schmo, yes. The dead politician who gambled. Her husband.
I'm thinking maybe she's not his wife. That's what I'm thinking.
Ooh.
In fact, I have met him enough to get money, and I don't remember seeing her.
Oh, goody. Okay, let's pull this thread. First, I want to see if there's any clues up in this here air vent or what have you.
All right. Let's have you roll with clever as you begin weaseling your way around through the vents.
Small frame, activate.
Just before this, Caleb and Connor were talking about how Caleb just watched a Jim Carrey stand-up special and how it reminds us a lot of Connor in some instances. I'm just imagining Drew tape just like Drew carrying his way through these vents in the precinct.
Jim Carrey or Drew Carrey?
Oh, Jim Carrey. Goodness gracious.
A little bit of both.
I was like, man, Drew Carey, that's a very different film.
That is a very different thing. Also amusing, but in a different way.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a 2.
Okay, yeah, you start looking around and you are able to kind of start following this trail. You see a lipstick stain here. You see a bit of thread or a feather from a boa there. And you're able to follow this path all the way to the back alleyway on the side of the precinct.
I love that either she was clumsy enough to like bump into the wall with her face, or she was kissing the wall. There are only two options.
She might have cursed it. I wipe off the lipstick. I don't trust it.
You wipe off the lipstick, and you see underneath is a picture of Sam's Sparrowgold that's been taped to the inside of the vent.
Oh, gross! Guys, there's weird clues up here.
Don't tell me that.
Wait, you're saying that there was DNA and you wiped it away?
I don't think do we have that magic or technology at this point?
You've got a forensics department.
Dang it!
What kind of investigator are you?
No, I didn't do that.
I mean, it's on your arm now.
I'm bleeding. Let's get after her. I've got a little blood on my arm. Oh no.
All right, so you head on over to the forensics department, and when you arrive, you find Mr. Badger, different Mr. Badger, no relation.
Yeah.
It's a very common name.
Very common name. Mr. Badger is sitting there in his forensics little lab coat with glasses, and he sees you.
Hey, welcome. Let's, what you got to check out today?
Mr. Badger, analyze. And I show him the lipstick/blood on my arm.
You got hit by a shotgun in the hand, didn't you?
Yes. Astute as ever. Okay, what else do we have? Hey, do you know anything about a Schmo, Joe?
Schmo, Joe.
Right.
Last I heard, he was alive and kicking and doing pretty well.
Oh, all right, update. He's dead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's...
Allegedly.
He's allegedly dead from his allegedly wife.
Allegedly deadly.
He did that.
We'll see what that love on his arm shows you when you analyze it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Certainly. I'll have to keep my eyes open for Mr. Schmo's corpse when he comes into the morgue, but that's a matter for another day.
He takes your arm and puts it underneath a microscope, and he pulls out a swab and a little vial with some fluid in it. He dips the swab into the fluid, swabs your arm, puts it back in there, shakes it up, puts it into a magical centrifuge, and then he pulls out a microscope slide and sets up this whole investigation thing and says,
Well, we got the DNA sample right here.
Okay. What does it say? Please don't say Drew tape, please.
Is that how it works with DNA samples? He can just tell us?
I don't know anything about DNA. I'm a photographer.
I mean, there's some very powerful magics going on here. Yeah, this is a magical DNA analyzer, so we're able to just compare this to the database we got already set up, and it shouldn't take too long. Let's see. Oh, this belonged to a woman named Jadis, apparently.
What?
Aw, crap.
Wait.
I'm gonna date the White Witch.
Wait. Was this Jadis, or was it Mavis? No, the database says Jadis. Let me see if we've got a Mavis in the database.
Jadis?
No Mavis here.
Oh.
Why do I always end up with the wrong dames?
Hey, there are no right names. That's what I always say.
Now,
Jadis Schmo.
Drew, I don't think it's actually Schmo. I love that you're really thinking she's honest and all that.
She was so earnest when she said it.
Check your sources, man.
Dang it.
You've had a rotten day.
Now,
You need to get your hand fixed.
You're right.
I need something real quick. I don't remember if we established where in the Narnia timeline this takes place. When the heck are we?
Well, we've got DNA technology at this point.
So we know that the castle of Cair Paravel is already in ruins, so it's at least post Prince Caspian.
Okay.
And we know that the Daughters of Eve and all that is older. We know that Eustace is already in the picture, right?
Yeah, so it's at least post Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Yeah, so it's a bit farther.
So, this is the problem my brain is coming across. Jadis should be dead. Should be.
Hate it when people who are supposed to be dead.
Drew, could you remind me real quick where you found this lipstick?
In the vent, on a photo of that guy, and I point to Sam.
Ooh, that makes me uncomfortable. It makes me so much more uncomfortable. But what you're saying that makes me even more uncomfortable is ostensibly the White Witch was inside the precinct today.
Yep, walked right in.
Wait, how fresh was the lipstick? Did it come off really easy, or was it crusted on there a little?
Yeah, it was just a little smear.
Oh, so it was today.
I got it right off.
Are you forgetting that she was in my office and then she ran away through the vents? That's obviously when she kissed the photo on her way out.
Here's what I'm wondering. If she knows how to reincarnate herself, who else is she trying to reincarnate? And why does she care about Joe Schmo?
She wants to bring back Joseph Schmo. Or maybe she wants to get close to this Minotaur. I have no idea what her motives are. I don't understand women.
He is pretty handsome. If you look at him, look at him.
True.
Well, speaking of not knowing her motives, I've been doing some work on this here notebook as well, all kinds of covered with ink. But I've been able to trace the imprints of the letters as they were being written down. So yeah, I've been able to gather some information from this here notebook that you got from that Marshwiggle, I believe it was. And he's talking about how the Marshwiggles were essentially kind of like hired on as a mercenarial group of sorts. Something to do with the stone table cases from way back when.
Oh, dear.
I am now not thinking it was a coincidence that Mavis was the one who spilled the ink onto those papers. Am I right?
I am also now not thinking that.
It seemed intentional, and I think these things are related.
So yeah, some other details I got from that notebook there is that the Marshwiggles don't actually... Well, they know that they're working for the White Witch. They don't necessarily know to what end they're working for the White Witch, but they were involved in some kind of ritual. They were gathering information about the stone table cases so that they could use the deep magic to bring the White Witch back. So she's got accomplices, she's got allies out there presumably. There's a lot of stuff that they still didn't know about the stone table though, so they were trying to figure out how to get more information about it.
Okay, I don't really know your ages. We're not that really close or anything. Were any of you around that long ago? I am too young to have been that old.
I am 32 years old, so no.
No, I wasn't there, but I've read the reports.
So what was left open that didn't work the first time she tried to do something? Because she tried to be reincarnated in the report that I read around Caspian time or something. So what are we missing, Sam?
Yeah, Sam, do you happen to have those files in your desk that you could go grab?
Yes, let me go get them.
And I go and I get them.
You check your desk, and you go to the S section,
Wait.
and the file is missing.
Stone table.
Aslan's foot. I'm sorry, it slipped out.
Whoa, look who's talking, goody two-shoes. Okay, so that's bad, but I think we're going down the right path, as it were. We gotta investigate these stone tables a little more.
So are we in his office now, or did we go get the files and come back to forensic?
Yeah, I think Sam went to go find it, came back to forensics, brought you this report, the files aren't there.
And then he cussed. Got it.
Yeah.
And while you are in the midst of this whole kerfuffle, you hear a ding off in the corner, and you see something that looks like a giant Polaroid camera. And there's a little bzzz, and he reaches over and grabs the photo.
Oh, Drew, I got your film developed, by the way.
Oh.
And he slips this photo over to you, the photo that you managed to snag during the middle of the carriage chase.
Ooh. Well, let's see what we got here.
Yes, and you see captured in that one brief moment, the person on the back of this carriage, their hood and face masks starting to drift off. You see a face, and it looks like, a dwarf, but a dwarf made of stone, and covering all of his features, rime and hoarfrost all over.
Oh no.
Well, I don't know anything about these guys, but they look like bad news. This guy looks pretty evil. What do you guys think?
We do know that the dwarves, some of them, have been in league with the White Witch in the past.
Ooh.
We also know that she possesses ice powers.
Okay, yes. So these are very likely linked to her. Well, I'm gonna put this photo in the newspaper. And I start writing an article about how the dang White Witch is back and she's up to no good.
Is this wise to tell the public first? I mean, shouldn't we try to...
Oh, no, I'm not gonna print this or release it quite yet. But I want it written and ready to go because I feel like this is gonna go directions.
It is going to go some directions.
This is inevitably going a direction. So I like to write about it. And I have written a very articulate article about how we should all be very, very afraid of the White Witch.
All right, go ahead and roll with Flashy to see how good your article is.
Yeah. Okay, I got a 2.
A 2. I mean,
Yeah.
not your best work, certainly, but
No.
you're under duress. What can you expect?
Well, not my best work, but this'll put the fire into some people's belly when and if we need to print this. Now, I think our next step is maybe retracing this stone table trial to see if there's anything that stands out.
Yes.
Oh man, who would know about this? Because I was not born.
I'll tell you one person I know who would know a lot about this is Aslan.
Should we just go talk to the boss?
Wait, you're kidding, right? Like,
Uh,
he's like this ethereal being that you don't like talk to.
yeah, but if the White Witch is involved, I don't know. This like becomes his business at that point, right?
Yeah, but he's like not really even here anymore. That was like 1,000 years ago.
Oh, jeez. Look, I don't do thinly veiled allegories. I don't know what...
I mean, he's very much still involved. He's still around. We just have to, seek him, and he will come to us. We will feel him, his presence at least.
What does that even mean? I mean, I don't even know that I believe that is a thing.
It means that honest detective work has gotten us nowhere. We must consult the gods.
I thought we were talking about Aslan here.
The god. I don't know.
Right, allegories. You don't get them. I get it.
I haven't been to Narnia Church in a while. So I don't know what position he holds officially.
Oh, he's just the creator of this entire sphere. Nothing big.
Okay. Yeah. Well, how do we get a hold of him? What do we do? I don't...
Well, you could always send in a work order.
That's gotten us nowhere.
That has gotten us absolutely nowhere, Mr. Badger.
Sam, I feel like maybe he wouldn't show himself to me, or definitely not to Drew over here.
No, not me.
Badger might see him in 20 years when the work order comes back, so I think you're the best one to know how to reach him.
The thing is, I appreciate that. I want you with me when it happens, because it's really something special when you get to see him for yourself. And historically, a place of great spirituality and connection with Aslan is a mountaintop. So that's where I think we need to go. I'm going to bring you both to the top of the nearest mountain, and we will see from there if we can connect ourselves with Aslan.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring this police-ordered parachute so we can quickly get back to the city after our mountaintop excursion.
And that's why we keep you around, Drew.
That's why you keep me around.
That's
Not
why.
just my camera.
Although that was a big clue, so thank
That
you.
was a big part of it. Yeah, I do have a nice camera.
Even though none of us get the clue, right? It's
Yeah. Well, to the top of a mountain to have an experience and get clues. Bye, Mr. Badger. We're going to the mountain.
And I will see what I can figure out back here. Maybe I'll see if I can check into the boss's office. He hasn't been here in a while, but I'll look around and see if I can find anything.
Sweet.
And so you step out of the precinct and start heading on your way towards the mountain. Let's have all of you roll a clever check real quick.
Okey-doke.
What the heck? I'm so clever. I lost my dice. I was sitting on them.
I got a 2.
That's a -1 for a clever check for me. Oof. We've been going for a while. I'm going to spend a fate point and re-roll. I am Aslan's personal detective here.
Yeah.
you
All
are.
right.
Hey, +5.
Nice. Let's go.
Very good.
That's why you're Aslan's boy.
That's right.
All right. So, in this instance, Sam Sparrowgold, you do it for Aslan.
Yes.
You're keeping your head on a swivel because you're like, okay, that lady bamboozled me. I'm not getting bamboozled again. And as you begin walking through the outskirts of town on the way to the nearest mountains, you catch a glimpse of a group of people. They're like at a hot dog cart. But you notice that as they're eating their hot dogs after they've bought them, they're watching you as you walk past. And you are about to turn a corner and you take a quick furtive glance back and you see them begin to follow you.
What type of creature are they?
Yeah, with a clever roll that good, again, they're kind of shaded. They've got big hats they're wearing, trying to keep a low profile, scarves pulled up kind of onto their chins. But you catch a glimpse in the light of the lamppost as they walk past, and you see an ashen and stony complexion rhymed with hoarfrost.
All right, boys, we've got more of those dwarves on our tails here.
Oh boy.
It would be best if we could shake them, because Aslan and the mountaintop waits for no man.
True that. I flash him with my camera and start running.
All right. Roll to overcome with flashy to see how well you do. Gonna have them roll with clever to see if they can shield their eyes in time.
So I only got a 1. I'm gonna use a fate point and my aspect flasher to redo that.
Yeah.
That is one of your aspects, isn't it?
That it is. Okay.
Now, just for my clarity, what season are we in? Is it gonna be hard to climb the mountaintop because it's winter? Is it summer? Are these scarves actually bandanas, or are they woolly scarves? What season are we in?
Yeah, let me actually make a roll to see what season we're in. So it is early September, still fairly warm. The trees are just starting to change, but you do notice as you are walking through the streets, way too early for the season, you see, as you're walking past, even as these creatures are coming up behind you, a leaf on one of the trees nearby goes from green, and you watch from its tips as it changes to yellow, to red, to brown, and then shrivels and falls off the tree.
Oh dear.
That's not good.
Or maybe it's a good sign that our buddy Mavis, hint, hint, quotation marks, is near.
Oh, yes. Should we follow the dying planes?
I mean, it also could be from the dwarves.
That's fair.
So, Drew, what did you get for that flashy roll?
Oh, I did get a 4.
Nice.
A 4, that's against a 2.
Yeah!
So you blind them real quick. They shout in surprise, throw their hands up over their eyes, and you start booking it. And you've given yourself long enough to create a diversion, to start skirting around some of the corners here in the city. We're going to do just a quick little contest to see if they can manage to catch you before you escape from the city. And I think let's go best 2 out of 3 on this. So Drew Tape, you've already succeeded on your roll against them. Let's go over to Sam. How would you like to try and shake off your chasers?
I'm going to go full forceful here. I'm going to grab both of my companions and just go full on bull charge.
Nice.
Through the forest, just as we get out of the city, crashing through, trying to get up to the top of this mountain.
All right. They're going to go quick to try and chase after you.
That's only a +3.
They also got a 3.
All right. You know what? I will use a fate point. I'm going to invoke my aspect Turkish Delight. Got anything stronger? And I'm actually going to, right before I do this, to give myself a little boost of speed, I'm going to reach into my pack and chug some Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That emergency Baja Blast.
Yeah, not sponsoring this episode, but PepsiCo, we're open to it.
Hit us up.
So, yeah, you chug down this caffeine and you feel an extra boost of speed. And with the summer vibes of Baja Blast, you're able to push back against the encroaching winter that is seeking to grip Narnia in its clutches.
That's right. +5.
Okay.
All right. With your 2 friends crunch wrapped in your supreme arms, you take off through the forest. We just need one more. Isi, how would you like to try and shake off your pursuers? I mean, technically we've already won, but I want to give you a cool moment too.
It's not going to be as cool as that. But I am going to cleverly, while they're doing this thing and this is happening, I'm just going to say something like, oh, look there. Beautiful stone lady.
That's clever. That's clever.
All right, go ahead and roll to overcome with clever. They're going to try and roll to overcome with clever.
Resist the stone lady temptation.
Well, they rolled really well.
Uh-oh.
I got a +4.
They also got a +4.
Yeesh.
All right, well, good thing we won already, right?
Yeah. So because you got a tie, You didn't get like a full success, so I'm not going to give you like a juicy like extra tidbit of information, but with this tie you still do escape, but I'm going to give you this little tidbit of information. You kind of like, you're directing Sam to go up over this hilltop here into the ravine just on the other side, and you stop for a moment and kind of Hobbit-esque wait for the sound of them to pass by you. And as you're sitting in this ravine, just kind of looking around, you see on the far side, going up the mountain in front of you, not the mountain you were about to go up, but this other one here on this other side of the ravine, you see a tree desiccated, withering. And you look just beyond it, and you see another one, and another one. A trail of withered trees leading up this mountain.
I think they're at the stone table already.
We should bust up their party.
We'll find out when we get to the top of the mountain. For Aslan!
For Aslan.
For Aslan! And we will also find out next time. Ooh, the plot, like gravy, thickens.
Oh, like drying Baja Blast.
Yeah, I mean, Lucky Glum is probably still just sticky with Baja Blast as he's sitting there in the infirmary wing.
With his head crashed open.
I know.
I'm hoping that was most of the splatter, was just Baja Blast.
It was a Baja Blast hitting everywhere.
Yes, a nice, mild, non-explicit, family-friendly splatter. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us for this here episode, and we'll be back next time with the thrilling conclusion of our adventures in the world of Noirnia. If you want more, go ahead and subscribe, maybe even give us a review. We would be as happy as a badger in a lab coat if you would go ahead and give us a review on the podcatcher of your choice. We're also all over social media at Improv Tabletop, so if you would like to connect with us, maybe you want to talk with Caleb about his understanding of the Minotaurish ways, don't be afraid to reach out. Now it's time to shout out our next batch of Sticker Club patrons.
Yeah!
And the people we have this week are Tetraslash, Thomas Ryan, and Tim Rust.
Hey, I know one of those people personally.
As do I. He's the worst. And he's told us that he's okay with us saying that here on this podcast.
Oh, good.
Yes, Thomas Ryan is the White Witch. Surprise, it's been Thomas Ryan the whole time.
Oh, man.
I knew it.
Oh, man.
But Tetraslash and Tim Rust, they are Badger's forensic assistants, keeping all of those magical forensic machines up and running, doing all the good work there, and you are getting rewarded with all the Baja Blast your heart could desire.
That's right. Thanks, guys.
With a lifetime supply of Baja Blast when you purchase the new Crispy Cantina Chicken Taco, only at Taco Bell.
Oh, my.
We'll have more Sticker Club patrons to shout out next week, and if you, dear listener, want to join their ranks, consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/thedrewtapeletters. You can also get things like Discord access, biannual sticker packs, and more, such as our current ongoing patron-exclusive campaign, Miceborn, the Mouse Ritter Chronicles.
Yes.
It is so much fun. As of the time of recording, we've wrapped up recording the arc that we had our good friend Michael Sear as a guest on, and he did a phenomenal job.
So good.
I'm very excited for all of you to hear how that wound up, because it was such a great time.
I love Witherby.
Me too.
I love Witherby, and listeners are going to love Witherby.
Yeah, a beautiful little gator lad.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's do a round of plugs. Caleb, would you like to take that this time around?
Absolutely. Guys, if you've been here for a while, please go and listen to some of us, mainly Ned, sometimes Heather, maybe. I've been there too, as a guest. I Cast Fireball is where you want to go for some D&D vibes. They've got great stuff over there. Ned's always got fan-favorite characters. You just got to go hear him. Ned's great. And, guys, it is not out yet. I don't even have a release date, but I finished my first, official voice acting credit in a video game recently.
Ooh.
I'm in a video game called Simon the Sorcerer Origins. It is a prequel to the 90s point-and-click game Simon the Sorcerer.
Sick!
For, PC, but this is going to be on all the, gaming platforms, wherever you play games. It's going to be there. I'm the big old nasty troll that won't let you into magic school, that you gotta outsmart and get past and have several different interactions with. It was super fun. I can't wait to play it. because I already played a part in it, and it was a little bit of a dream come true, baby steps on this voice acting journey, but that was really fun. I won't get residuals or anything for it, but it would mean a lot if you would like find the game and play the game when it comes out later this year. So yeah, Simon the Sorcerer is my plug.
That's sick.
Yeah, go wishlist on Steam.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thanks for joining us here in the world of Noirnia. I'm Ned Wilcock, your host and GM, and today I've been joined by...
Caleb Anderton. Don't actually know too much about Minotaurs.
Connor Wood, Baja Beast Tamer.
Heather, so excited to find these dead trees.
Much love and stuff, everybody. We'll catch you next time on Improv Tabletop.
You know, I thought that was a nice ode, Ned. I pictured that moment in the very first Lion Witch and Wardrobe where they're all hiding under the log and they're like, it's her, because they hear the sleigh bells chasing and they're like, it's her.
Yes.
And then it was Santa.
Ooh.
Father Christmas.
That's what it reminded me of, was that moment.
Good old Santa.